Listen up, because this is the kind of drama that makes Hollywood scandals look tame. Picture this: NFL star Travis Hunter, the golden boy everyone thought had it all: money, fame, and that storybook romance. But just when fans thought his fairy tale was locked in, Kamran, yes, the legendary Harlem rapper himself, stepped into the spotlight with a bombshell so messy it could rewrite everything we thought we knew. On a live stream dripping with tension, Cam didn't hold back. He claimed that Travis's wife isn't the devoted partner she pretends to be. Nope, according to him, she's nothing more than a glorified squatter. And here's where jaws hit the floor. Cam hinted there might not even be a prenup protecting Travis's millions. Imagine the whispers spreading like wildfire. Teammates side-eyeing in the locker room, fans dropping heartbroken emojis all over social media, and family members quietly wondering if everything was built on a lie. Did Travis marry for love, or was he played in the most high-profile hustle the sports world has seen this year? The tension is unbearable, the betrayal unthinkable, and the fallout could be catastrophic. Buckle up, because this story is about to peel back layers of secrets no one was supposed to see. This story begins on an ordinary Friday night. The kind of night when fans were expecting nothing more than casual banter on Kamran's live stream. But instead of his usual playful jabs and jokes, Cam leaned into the camera, eyes sharp, voice steady, and dropped a line that immediately set the internet on fire. "Travis Hunter's wife," he said, pausing for dramatic effect. "She's nothing more than a glorified squatter." Within seconds, chat comments exploded with gasps, shocked emojis, and frantic questions. Who is he talking about? What did he mean? It wasn't just the word "zit," was the way Cam delivered them. Calm, deliberate, as if he had been holding onto this secret for weeks and finally couldn't take it anymore. Fans clipped the moment and plastered it across social media. And soon, hashtags like #SquatterGate and #TravisExposed were trending. People were torn. Some thought Cam was clout chasing, while others swore the rapper had inside knowledge of the Hunter family's private life. Behind the scenes, sources close to the couple whispered that Travis himself was blindsided. He was in the middle of a quiet dinner when his phone lit up with messages. "Bro, Cam just called your wife a squatter. Is this true? No prenup." The mood at that dinner table shifted instantly. Travis's wife, stunned and pale, asked him if he was going to defend her publicly. But Travis hesitated, torn between protecting her image and figuring out whether Cam's accusations had any merit. Friends close to Travis say he's always been protective of his personal life, rarely letting outsiders peek behind the curtain. But now the curtain was ripped wide open. Cam didn't stop at just the squatter claim. On the same stream, he suggested that the couple hadn't signed a prenup before tying the knot. "You mean to tell me?" Cam said with a sly grin. "This boy's millions are sitting there, wide open, and Shorty walked in with no backup plan? Nah, that's crazy." The idea that there might not be a prenup shook fans to their core. Comments online turned from curiosity to panic. "If this is true, Travis is done," one fan wrote. "She could take half everything." Another chimed in, "Bro better watch his bank account." It wasn't just gossip anymore, it was a potential financial catastrophe for one of the most promising young stars in football. The Hunter family didn't take the allegations lightly. Travis's mother, known for being outspoken, was reportedly furious. She called her son late that night, demanding answers. "Did you really marry her with no prenup? Did you let her walk into this family with nothing but a smile?" She pressed, her voice filled with equal parts anger and worry. Travis tried to calm her down, assuring her that things weren't as messy as they seemed. But even he couldn't shake the doubt gnawing at him after Cam's pointed comments. Meanwhile, fans dug deep, scouring old posts, photos, and interviews for any clue about the couple's relationship. They pulled up throwback tweets, dissected body language in pictures, even claimed that Travis's wife avoided talking about her own finances whenever asked. "She's always dodging the money question," one fan tweeted. "Maybe Cam is onto something. Others pointed out that she rarely posted about her own career or independent ventures, fueling the narrative that she was living solely off Travis's success. But the story didn't stop there. As the drama snowballed, insiders began leaking more details. One alleged that Travis's wife had once been evicted from a previous apartment before she met him. Another suggested she had bounced between friends' couches for months, painting a picture eerily close to the squatter label Cam had thrown out, though none of these claims were fully confirmed. The timing of their release made the scandal all the more explosive. Travis's teammates began whispering too. In the locker room, according to one insider, there was a quiet divide. Some players sided with Travis, saying Cam was stirring up drama for attention, but others weren't so sure. One player allegedly said, "Look, I like Travis, but if she really came into this with nothing and there's no prenup, that's a disaster waiting to happen." The tension grew so thick that even team practices were reportedly strained. With Travis looking distracted, his mind clearly elsewhere. As all of this unfolded, Cam seemed to relish the chaos. The day after the live stream, he doubled down in an interview, insisting he hadn't lied or exaggerated. "People can be mad all they want," he said, "but I'm just telling the truth. Sometimes the truth ain't pretty." His smirk and unapologetic tone only fueled the fire. Fans who had doubted him before now wondered if he was onto something bigger than just gossip at home. The atmosphere was tense. Travis's wife was reportedly in tears, begging him to defend her publicly. "How can you let him say that about me?" she cried, her voice cracking. But Travis, caught in the middle, struggled with what to say. If he defended her without proof, he risked looking naive. If he stayed silent, he risked letting Cam's words define her image forever. It was the kind of no-win situation that left both of them spiraling. Friends of the couple described the scene as toxic and heartbreaking. One friend recalled hearing Travis shout, "Why didn't you tell me about your past?" while she sobbed, insisting that Cam was exaggerating and twisting half-truths. The shouting match went on for hours, echoing through their home until neighbors reportedly heard the tension through the walls. The media wasted no time. Blogs, gossip sites, and even mainstream sports outlets picked up the story. Every headline screamed betrayal and chaos. Travis Hunter's marriage in jeopardy. Cameron's bombshell splits fans, no prenup, no peace. The coverage was relentless, turning a private family crisis into a nationwide spectacle. The Hunter family's inner circle was split. Some relatives rallied around Travis's wife, calling her kind-hearted and genuine. They claimed she was being unfairly targeted and scapegoated for simply being in the spotlight. Others, however, weren't convinced. They whispered about her past, her sudden rise into luxury, and questioned whether she truly loved Travis or just the lifestyle he provided. The family was left divided, one source admitted. Half of them don't trust her, and the other half think she's being unfairly attacked. As the days passed, the tension didn't ease, it only escalated. Online detectives unearthed old photos of Travis's wife at parties, linking her to questionable circles. Memes flooded the internet, painting her as a professional squatter who had finally found her golden ticket. The cruelty of the jokes only made things worse, leaving her feeling humiliated and isolated. Travis, caught between love and loyalty, fame and finances, began to crack under the pressure. One night, in a heated phone call to a friend, he reportedly said, "I don't even know who to trust anymore. I don't know if she's with me or just with what I got." His words, raw and unfiltered, showed just how deeply Cam's accusations had gotten under his skin. And just when it seemed like the storm might settle, another twist came barreling. An anonymous source stepped forward with claims that could either clear her name or destroy her reputation forever. But what exactly did that source reveal? That's where part 2 of this tangled saga begins. The anonymous source's message, "Hey," landed in the inbox of a gossip blogger late one night. It was short, cryptic, and almost too perfect to be true. "If you want proof that Cam isn't lying, check the lease history in Atlanta. She never stayed anywhere more than 6 months. Ask why." The blogger wasted no time, posting a video that racked up 500,000 views overnight. Suddenly, everyone was buzzing about the mysterious lease history. The theory was that Travis's wife had bounced from apartment to apartment, never paying rent consistently, always relying on someone else to cover her. The internet ran with it. Fans dissected the timeline, pulling up old photos that supposedly showed her in different apartments, different neighborhoods. People even tracked down landlords, with one former tenant claiming she'd been a nightmare to live with and left without. Paying her share of the rent. Though nothing was confirmed. The whispers grew louder. Maybe Cam's glorified squatter line wasn't just shade, it was rooted in truth. Travis, meanwhile, was spiraling. He'd confronted his wife about the rumors, his voice shaking with anger and disbelief. "Did you really bounce around like that? Did you hide this from me?" he demanded. She, tear-streaked and trembling, swore that the stories were exaggerated. "Yes, I moved around a lot," she admitted. "But it wasn't because I was squatting, it was because I was trying to survive. I didn't have stability before you. You gave me that." Her words were heartfelt. But Travis couldn't shake the image of Cam smirking into the camera, calling her out for the world to hear. The betrayal he felt wasn't just about her past, it was about the possibility that his wife's love was entangled with his bank account, his fame, his status. And just as the couple tried to privately sort things out, Cam returned with another blow. On a follow-up live stream, he laughed as he read fan comments and doubled down again. "Y'all still don't get it. She ain't just a squatter, she a professional. She upgraded from air mattresses to mansions. It's a hustle," and he fell for it. His words cut deep, sending fans into another frenzy. In the Hunter household, emotions ran high. Travis's mother showed up unannounced, banging on the door, demanding to talk face to face. Once inside, she let loose. "I warned you," she shouted, pointing a finger at her son. "You can't just marry anybody who smiles at you. You're the one with something to lose, not her." His wife sat silently, tears streaming down her face, while Travis begged his mother to lower her voice. But she wouldn't back down. "Look at her," she sneered. "She's got you wrapped around her finger." And now everyone knows it. Friends who witnessed the confrontation said the energy was electric, as if the house itself couldn't contain the storm of accusations and defenses. Travis tried to stand up for his wife, shouting back at his mom, "She's not what you think. She's been here for me when no one else was." But even as he said it, his voice cracked, betraying his own doubts. The drama spilled onto social media when fans noticed Travis's wife suddenly deleted dozens of old posts from her Instagram. Pictures from before their relationship vanished, fueling speculation that she was scrubbing her past. "Why delete if you have nothing to hide?" one fan commented. Another added, "This is classic guilty behavior." Her silence online was deafening. And in a world where silence often speaks louder than words, fans assumed the worst. The Hunter family's friends and extended relatives were dragged into the storm too. Cousins gave interviews to gossip outlets, some defending her, others throwing shade. One cousin reportedly said, "She's always been sweet, but I can't lie, she never had her own. Travis gave her everything." These comments only fueled the narrative that she had married into wealth without bringing anything of her own to the table, as if things couldn't get worse. A voice recording surfaced online. It was allegedly her, years before she met Travis, talking to a friend. In the clip, she was heard saying, "I just need to find a man who can take care of me. I'm tired of struggling." Though the authenticity of the recording was debated, fans latched onto it instantly. To them, it was the smoking gun, the proof that Cam had been right all along. Travis confronted his wife again after the recording went viral. His voice broke with frustration as he asked, "Was that you? Did you really say that?" She sobbed, insisting that it was a mistake from her past, a moment of weakness. "I was young, I was broke, and I was desperate. But that's not who I am anymore. I love you, Travis, not your money." Her pleas echoed through the house. But Travis's trust had already begun to crumble. teammates started to notice the change in him. During practice, he was quieter, distracted, sometimes even snapping at coaches. One insider revealed he's not the same guy right now. His head's not in the game. This whole thing with his wife is eating him alive. Fans at games picked up on his energy too, with some chanting Prenup from the stands, mocking the scandal.com. Watching all of this unfold seemed almost gleeful. He continued to make sly references during his shows, egging on the drama. At one point, he even claimed he had more receipts that would blow the whole thing wide open, whether he really had them or was just playing. With the narrative didn't matter, his words kept the fire blazing, keeping fans hooked on every twist. The tension between Travis and his wife reached a breaking point one evening when she reportedly threatened to leave. "If you don't believe me, maybe I should just go," she said, her voice cold and exhausted. But Travis, torn apart, begged her to stay. "I don't want you to leave. I just want the truth." It was a moment of raw vulnerability that left both of them shaken. But just when it seemed like the scandal had reached its peak, another revelation emerged, one that made everything even messier. A former friend of hers stepped forward with shocking allegations. According to this friend, not only was the squatter label true, but she had once openly bragged about never needing a prenup because men are too dumb to ask for one. This new claim set the internet ablaze, reigniting every rumor and pushing the scandal into uncharted territory. Fans were no longer just questioning her past, they were questioning her intentions in the marriage itself. Was she playing the long game all along? Had Travis been blindsided in the most devastating way possible? And as the world demanded answers, Travis and his wife were left staring at each other across the room, realizing that their entire relationship was hanging by a thread. But the story was far from over, because what came next would drag even more people into the chaos and expose secrets that neither side ever wanted the public to see. The former friend's allegations spread like wildfire, and within hours, every gossip outlet had plastered the quotes across their platforms. She said men are too dumb to ask for a prenup. One headline screamed, "Hunter's wife exposed by her own circle," another blared. The story had grown beyond Cam's accusations. Now it had layers, testimonies, and receipts, whether real or fabricated. Fans were left stunned, asking themselves if the perfect couple they'd celebrated was nothing but a carefully constructed illusion. Inside the Hunter home, the atmosphere was unbearable. Travis's wife was furious, pacing the living room, her voice sharp with rage. "How could she say that? She's just jealous. She wants what I have," she shouted, throwing her phone onto the couch. Travis, sitting silently at the table, rubbed his temples, torn between disbelief and exhaustion. Why would she make that up? Why now? He asked softly, his words laced with suspicion. She turned to him, eyes wide. "You think I'd actually say that? You think I'd use you like that?" The question hung heavy in the air, exposing the cracks in their trust. Meanwhile, Cam fanned the flames even more. On his next live session, he chuckled as fans asked about the friend's claims. "Didn't I tell y'all? The truth always comes out. That's her hustle. Get in, get comfortable, and cash out." His smug delivery made fans believe he had orchestrated the whole storm, pulling strings behind the scenes to expose what he called the real her. As if the situation wasn't chaotic enough, Travis's teammates began to distance themselves. One insider claimed the locker room was divided into factions: those who believed Travis's wife was unfairly targeted and those who thought she was playing the long con. One teammate allegedly told reporters off the record, "You've got to be careful who you let in. Once you're famous, everybody's got an angle." The Hunter family itself was split down the middle. Travis's mother continued to press him to reconsider the marriage, while his younger sister defended his wife fiercely. "She's not perfect, but she loves him," his sister argued during a heated family dinner. His mother shot back, "Love doesn't pay the bills when half his career earnings are gone." The table erupted into shouting, plates clattering, and tears flowing as the family's unity shattered in front of them. Friends close to the couple described the fights at home as daily. Battles. Travis was caught in an emotional tug-of-war, constantly questioning what was real. One night, according to a source, he confronted his wife with raw honesty. "I don't know if I even know who you are anymore." She broke down, sobbing uncontrollably, pleading for him to trust her. "I made mistakes before you, but I'm not that woman anymore. I chose you. I love you." But even as she begged, the outside world showed no mercy. Social media turned vicious, creating memes that mocked her past and predicted their divorce. Hashtags like #GoldenDigger and #NoPrenup disaster trended for days. Fans who once adored their relationship now dissected every move, every gesture, every post, searching for cracks in the facade just when it seemed the couple might collapse under the pressure. An unexpected twist surfaced, one that shifted the focus entirely. A leaked document began circulating online, allegedly showing that Travis had, in fact, considered a prenup before the wedding but never finalized it. According to the document, the prenup draft had been drawn up but mysteriously abandoned. Why? Because his wife reportedly broke down in tears during discussions, saying, "If you really love me, you won't make me sign this. Really love me, you won't make me sign this." The revelation shocked fans and reignited the debate. Some called her manipulative, claiming she'd used emotion to secure her financial future. Others defended her, saying prenups were cold and unromantic. Who wants to start a marriage talking about divorce? One fan posted, "Still, the narrative shifted again. This wasn't just about whether she was a squatter, but about whether she had deliberately avoided protecting Travis's assets." Travis himself was crushed when the document leaked. During a late-night argument, he asked her directly, "Did you cry just to make me back off? Did you know what you were doing?" She stared at him, hurt and defensive. "I cried because it broke my heart that you thought I'd ever leave you for money. I wanted us to be about love, not contracts." Her explanation sounded sincere, but by then, doubt had already rooted itself deep in Travis's mind. The drama took another public turn when Cam once again poured fuel on the fire. Laughing into the mic, he mocked the leaked prenup story. "She hit him with the waterworks, huh? Man, she a pro? She could win an Oscar with that performance." His words were merciless, painting her as a mastermind in a game of manipulation. Fans couldn't look away, glued to every twist in what had become a real-life soap opera. But behind the scenes, the emotional toll was devastating. Travis began pulling away from friends, missing calls, and isolating himself. His wife, equally drained, avoided public outings, terrified of being ridiculed or ambushed by paparazzi. Sources described their home as suffocating, filled with silence punctuated by explosive arguments. "It's like walking on eggshells," one insider said. "Every little thing can trigger a fight." And yet, despite the chaos, Travis still struggled with one undeniable truth: he loved her. That love, tangled with fear and doubt, kept him from making any final decisions. He confided in a close friend late one night, saying, "I want to believe her, but every news story makes me feel like I'm losing her and myself." As the scandal reached new heights, fans demanded answers. Sports analysts speculated about how the drama might affect his career, while gossip sites teased explosive new revelations coming soon. And then, almost like clockwork, another twist landed, this time from someone no one expected. A former coach of Travis came forward, claiming that he'd once overheard a conversation between Travis's wife and her, friends during the early days of their relationship. According to him, she had laughed and said, "If this works out, I'll never have to worry about money again." The coach insisted he brushed it off at the time, but looking back, he wondered if it was a red flag he'd ignored. The claim divided fans even further. Was it proof of her true intentions, or just a harmless joke taken out of context? The debate raged online, tearing apart forums, timelines, and comment sections. Everyone had an opinion, and no one agreed. Inside the Hunter home, however, it was no laughing matter. The couple sat in tense silence, the weight of the world pressing down on them. Finally, Travis whispered, "Everybody's saying you're not who I thought you were." and I don't know how to prove them wrong anymore." She reached for his hand, trembling, and whispered back, "Then let me prove it to you. It's just you. Forget them." But even as she spoke those words, storm was brewing outside their walls because yet another voice was preparing to step into the drama. This time, it wasn't a friend, a coach, or Cam stirring the pot. It was someone much closer to Travis. Someone whose revelations would push the scandal into its most explosive chapter yet. That voice that entered the chaos next wasn't a stranger or a distant acquaintance digging for clout. It was Travis's own father. Up until this point, he had remained silent, watching the drama unfold from the sidelines. But when the pressure grew unbearable, he broke his silence with a bombshell of his own. In an emotional interview, he revealed that he had sat down with Travis before the wedding and warned him directly. "I told my son, plain and simple, don't walk into this without a prenup. You've got your whole career ahead of you. Protect yourself." The revelation sent shockwaves through fans who were already struggling to make sense of the scandal. If Travis's father had raised the alarm, why didn't Travis listen? Was it really love blinding him? Or was his wife more persuasive than anyone realized? At home, the confession created an earthquake. Travis confronted his father on a heated phone call, shouting, "Why would you say that now? You're just making it worse." But his father stood firm, his tone cold and steady. "I said it then, and I'll say it now. You can't build a future on shaky ground. And right now, son, your ground is cracking." The argument left Travis torn apart. He felt betrayed not only by Cam, the media, and the endless flood of rumors, but now by his own family. His wife, listening from the doorway, broke down, crying that she was being treated like a criminal. "Your dad hates me. Your mom hates me. The world hates me. What more do they want from me?" She sobbed, collapsing into his arms. He held her tightly. Torn between defending her and acknowledging the growing mountain of doubt, fans reacted wildly to the father's revelation. Some praised him for speaking the truth, while others accused him of exploiting the situation. Debates raged online. Was Travis's wife truly manipulative? Or was she the victim of a family that never accepted her? Social media was a battlefield of opinions, with fans taking sides and tearing each other apart in the comments. The emotional toll deepened as more supposed evidence surfaced. Photos leaked showing her vacationing with friends years before, allegedly funded by mystery boyfriends. Tabloids painted her as a woman with a pattern, always leaning on others to bankroll her lifestyle. She denied it all, insisting the photos were out of context, but the damage was already done. Memes and jokes painted her as the ultimate squatter, a label that stuck no matter how hard she tried to shake it. The couple's relationship was in shambles. Insiders claimed they were sleeping in separate rooms, their conversations reduced to tense whispers or explosive fights. One night, neighbors reported hearing Travis yell, "Just tell me the truth," followed by silence so heavy it left everyone on edge. Cam, sensing the scandal nearing its climax, went live once more. "Y'all see what's happening now? Families breaking apart, fans turning. I didn't do this, she did. All I did was shine a light." His words, smug and calculated, added fuel to the fire, making him both villain and prophet in the eyes of the public. But in a surprising twist, not everyone abandoned Travis's wife. A group of her closest friends began speaking out in her defense, claiming she had always been supportive and selfless in private. One friend told a blog, "She's not perfect, but she's not the monster they're painting her to be. Cam doesn't know her. He just knows how to make drama." These testimonials offered a glimmer of hope, but against the tidal wave of negative press, they barely made a dent. The biggest blow came when a leaked bank statement appeared online, allegedly showing large transfers from Travis's account to cover debts tied to her past. The numbers were staggering, and while authenticity was never fully confirmed, fans latched onto it as proof. "She's draining him dry," one post read. "He's just her ATM." Travis, already fragile, confronted her in their dimly lit kitchen, his voice breaking. "Tell me it's not true. Tell me you didn't use me to pay off your past." She collapsed into a chair, her face buried in her hands, whispering, I was drowning before you. I didn't want you to find out. I was ashamed." Her confession shattered him. The room filled with silence, heavy with unspoken pain and the realization that trust had been shattered beyond repair. The Hunter family, now fully divided, held a tense gathering. Half the relatives demanded he walk away to protect his future, while others begged him to fight for love. Arguments erupted, voices overlapping, accusations flying. "You're blind," one uncle shouted. "She's been playing you." Another relative countered, "You don't know her, like we do, she's not like that." The family was left fractured, their unity destroyed by scandal. Fans were equally torn, unsure what to believe anymore. Some still rooted for the couple, clinging to the idea of redemption. Others demanded Travis file for divorce immediately. The debate dominated headlines, podcasts, and live streams, with everyone claiming to know the real truth. And yet, through all the chaos, Travis still hesitated. Despite the betrayals, the accusations, and the endless noise, his heart clung to her. He saw the woman who had been by his side, who had shared his victories and comforted him in his losses. "I don't know if I can trust you," he admitted one night, his voice trembling. "But I don't know if I can live without you either." It was the kind of raw vulnerability that left even his critics shaken. Here was a man torn between love and loyalty, fear and pride, fame and the harsh reality of betrayal. As the story reached its boiling point, one final twist emerged. An anonymous insider claimed Cam wasn't acting alone, that someone close to the Hunter family had fed him the original information, hoping to sabotage the marriage from the start. The revelation sent fans into a frenzy, sparking theories about who the mole could be. Was it a jealous relative? A bitter ex-friend? Or even someone on Travis's own team? Suddenly, the scandal wasn't just about her past, it was about betrayal from within. The Hunter family, already divided, now faced suspicion and paranoia. Trust was gone, love was fragile, and the truth was buried under layers of lies, secrets, and manipulation. So the drama ended not with a resolution, but with a question. Was Travis's wife truly the villain Cam painted her to be? Or was she the scapegoat in a larger game of betrayal? One thing was certain: nothing in the Hunter household would ever be the same again. And that, folks, is where the saga leaves us. Travis Hunter, caught in the middle of a storm that feels less like a marriage and more like a reality TV cliffhanger. From Cameron's ruthless accusation to leaked documents, explosive family fights, and shocking confessions, this story has spiraled into something no one could have predicted. Fans are still reeling, asking themselves if Travis's wife is really the mastermind behind a gold-digging scheme, or if she's just been unfairly dragged through the mud by jealous voices and relentless rumors. The Hunter family remains divided. The locker room is buzzing with whispers, and Cam sits back smirking, knowing he stirred a pot so messy the stains might never come out. But here's the real kicker: nothing has been settled. No official statements, no clear answers, just a trail of broken trust and unanswered questions. Will Travis finally put his foot down and demand the truth once and for all? Will his wife step forward with her side of the story to silence the haters? Or will Cam unleash yet another round of receipts that shatters everything beyond repair? Now it's your turn. What do you think? She really a glorified squatter playing the long con? Or is Cam just stirring chaos for clout? Drop your thoughts in the comments because we need to hear your take. And don't forget, if you want to keep up with every twist and turn of this roller coaster, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the drama. Trust me, this story isn't done yet, and you're going to want a front row seat when the next bomb drops.